Happy Halloween, everyone. What have I been doing this week? Well, I've rediscovered this video. It's a great video about apparently the best chalk in the world. And I believe it because, like, just look how smooth that looks. It looks like fun to write with. But focus of this video, I saw the box for it and it is just gorgeous. Nice retro stripes, beautiful color palette, Japanese characters look cool. And I thought that'd be perfect to make a NASCAR paint scheme for, and so I did. Now let me walk you through the creative process of this one, because that's what we do on this channel. First of all, the big eye catcher is the nice stripes going from blue to white on the box. I've represented that diagonally here. Why diagonally? One thing I like is when like look at V8 supercars. I really like when all of the door and all the side of the car gets used up and none of it is wasted. And if the logo is tilted right here, then you can fit a little bit more stuff on the car rather than if the logo was like completely horizontal like that, for example. Granted, yeah, some of it is covered up by the wheel while some of the logo is cut off. My philosophy is that's okay because I've already put the logo in its entirety on the hood where the main spot for it is anyway, and so you know what it's supposed to say based on that, and you can just have fun with it on the side of the car. And overall, I would rather, personally, just visually, rather have text filling up the car in a really pleasing way than have it be completely readable. The number, the 23, follows that slant, and it has a little bit of an italics slant to it as well. Something fancy I tried with the 23 was this gradient here. I wanted to be creative, I wanted to do something that I don't see very often, so I took the colors in the color palette and I used them as smears right here, sort of. They do a couple of things. They add depth to the number, so they look a little bit 3D, and they also kind of give a motion blur impression. It looks like the number is blurring from left to right. I think that just looks really cool, really fast. So those were the first things I did when making the car. The next thing I wanted was a stripe on top, because I had a stripe on the bottom, now I wanted stripes on top. Now the most straightforward thing to do would be to have it kind of just hug the logo and the number and just remain parallel with everything else that's been going on so far. But I thought that would have been a little less interesting, a little bit cliche. And so what I did instead is I kind of felt like the line wanted to flow up onto the A pillar like this, and it gives it that really angular look, and it just makes the design a little tad more interesting as the car will zoom around on the track. Just take a look at the different shapes that pop up as you rotate it. And like, especially from this view, from this view, all those sharp angles and then that sharp angle on the top of the hood, really reminiscent of kind of, supersonic shock waves. And I just thought it's a really cool, fast looking design. Next question was, with that stripe on top, how does it interact with the nose? And this is what I came up with, coming to like a front view. What I decided was to keep using those colors in the color palette and kind of make, oops, I'm noticing a mistake here, but we'll ignore that for now. I wanted it to kind of be bleeding out of the headlights. I wanted to feel like light was bleeding out of the headlights from forward to aft. And if we come here, then you can really see it. Just energy flowing in this direction. And same sort of concept as the number. It looks like kind of like a motion blur. I thought it was really cool, really mean looking. So another side effect of this shape is it kind of flows like this, kind of like the nose of a Formula One car, which is something that you don't see in designs every day on the NASCAR Camaro. And I thought that was a really good opportunity to make the design unique and stand out. And just by coincidence, and it just happened to work out with the logo. So Full Touch, I believe, is the model of the chalk, and Hagoromo is the brand, and the logo is this square of chalk from above. And as the you know, as the motifs get smaller and smaller, they just follow the smaller area of the nose as well, and that just happened to work out perfectly. And so at that point, just imagine I had the bottom of the car figured out, I had the top of the car figured out in the nose, and this splitter area was initially white, and I wanted to add a little bit more justification for this blue design on the top, and so I just balanced it on the bottom with some more blue. And again, this color palette stripe pattern kind of flows into this inlet here. And if I take a excuse me, harder color, then let's follow with our eyeballs the lines that this makes and the lines that the bottom blue stripes make. And if you just continue them with your imagination, they kind of interlock in this area right here. And I thought that was a very pleasing effect. And another effect of that is, yeah, let's just draw it again on this view. See how they kind of interlock in this area. Very cool. And another side effect is pay attention to the white area, and if you just trace an outline here, then you get this really angular, pointy shape right here. Kind of reminiscent of a fang, something very aggressive, and you also get that here with just the shape that I chose, going from a thicker to tapering to a thinner stripe, just like that. And that also is a very mean looking shape. And that just gives this car a really aggressive quality from the front. So anyone looking in the rear view mirror in front of you is going to see that. A big key to making this work is this shape on the nose. There are more specific names. I really need to learn some car body terminology. But this shape right here is something I think on the 2020 Camaro, I might be wrong, I don't know, it's on one of the Camaros in real life. They kind of paint this area black, and it just gives you that shape, which really adds to the overall aggressiveness. Last thing I haven't touched on is the roof number. It's red, kind of like Jeff Gordon's cars with the red 24. I thought the red stood out very well because on the roof you have the number on top of the blue and the white, and so this is a good contrast. I can see why people would dislike the red number. It does kind of take away from the vibe of just the clean white and blue box, and if you'd prefer, then you could do a white number definitely with a blue outline, and that would be readable on the car. I didn't have time to fix the banners or the back of the car, although I did put the taillight number like that. I don't know, just an idea. I like making my taillight and headlight numbers kind of big and goofy. But that's how this paint scheme came together.